Please verify signal clarity. Please verify signal clarity. Please verify signal clarity. Please verify signal clarity.
Quiet, we're on the air.
You're in Braves country.
Line Up for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Y, it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee.
I state your name.
I state your name.
Do hereby pledge allegiance to the
armchair.
with liberty for all.
You're in Braves country.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention now to the area in front of the pitcher's mound for tonight's ceremonial first pitch.
You can't drink like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
What the hell's going on out here? Well, scared because his eyelids are jammed and his old man's here. We need a live rooster to take the curse off Jose's glove, and nobody seems to know what to get Millie for their wedding present. We're dealing with a lot of
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's inside. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
People will come. They'll come for reasons they can't even fathom. Not knowing for sure why they're doing it. They'll arrive at your door as innocent as children, longing for the past. Sit in shirt sleeves on a perfect afternoon. They have reserved seats somewhere along one of the baseline. Back when they were children, cheered their heroes. It'll be as if they'd dipped themselves in magic waters. The memories will be so thick, they'll have to brush them away from their faces. People will come. The one constant through all the years has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers, been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. Baseball to mark the time. This field, this game, it's a part of our past. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. Oh, people will come. People will most definitely come.
We're all told at some point in time we can no longer play the children's game. We just don't know when that's going to be. Some of us are told at 18, some of us are told at 40. But we're all told.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Which team do you play for?
Well,
Well, I was just wondering, because I couldn't figure out why you would throw home when we've got a 2-run lead. You let the tying run get on second, and we lost the lead because of you.
Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to Forrest. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that
top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Here's a list of the players we'll be inviting to camp.
I never heard of half of these guys. And the ones I do know are way past their prime.
Most of these guys never had a prime.
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off, then.
The local press seems to think we'd save everyone a lot of time and trouble if we just went out and shot ourselves.
We got uniforms and everything.
You know, you might think about taking Jesus Christ as your savior instead of fooling around with all this stuff.
I like him very much. He no help with curveball.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
But I'll tell you, these fans are great. Listen to them. Hey, way to go, Rick. All of Ohio loves you. Come on, baby. Come on, Ricky. Come on, Ricky.
The game doesn't stink. It's a great game.
If you build it, he will come.
You know, one of the best things about being an ex-big leaguer is getting freebies to the game. Call the front office, bingo. And once these fans recognize me, I probably won't even have to pay for my light beer. I love them. Good seats, huh? You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on. Oh, I must be in the front row. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Play ball! Good seats, hey, buddy. He missed the tag! He missed the tag! He missed the tag!
Want a beer? It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and pour you a cold one. It's time for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play, the classic call, Braves Country Baseball. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. It's time to put it all aside for what should be a great game here on the Diamond. As we take you out to the old ballpark, kick up your feet, let's take a journey back to the golden age of radio baseball. We'll do our best to paint the picture as the game goes along. Roll call is on the way. It's time to join the country club, join in the fun. It's time to chop along. Go ahead and put your game face on. Here are the starting lineups for today's action. Leading off for the Kansas City Royals, batting first, playing third, it's Michael Garcia. For those who weren't with us in the offseason, he is the cousin of Ronald Acuna Jr. Batting second, playing short, Bobby Witt Jr. Batting third, the center fielder for the Royals, it'll be Lane Thomas. Batting cleanup and behind home plate, Sal Perez. Vinny Pasquantino is batting fifth and at first. Marte is in right field and batting sixth. Jonathan India batting seventh and at second. Isaac Collins is in left and batting eighth. And Carter Jensen is the designated hitter, batting ninth. On the mound for the Kansas City Royals, it's Cole Reagans. Last year, he was 3-3 with a 4.67 ERA and a 1.18 whip. He'll be going head-to-head with Chris Sale, who was 7-5 with a 2.58 ERA and a 1.07 whip, 165 strikeouts. Backing up Sale in the bottom of the first inning, leading off and playing right field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ronald Acuna Jr. Batting second, the designated hitter, Drake Baldwin. Batting third, playing second, Ozzie Albies. Matt Olson is batting cleanup and at first, while Austin Riley batting fifth and at third base. Eli White batting sixth and in left field, and Mauricio Dubon is your shortstop as we await the healing of Ha-Seong Kim. We're expecting him sometime in May. Jonah Heim is behind the plate. Same situation. Sean Murphy on the mend as well. Michael Harris II will be patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves. He's batting ninth. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Doug Eddings. Your first base umpire, Mike McClinsky. Second base will be manned by Gabe Morales, and down the third base line, it's Emil Jimenez. Game time temperatures here at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia on opening day. Expected to be about 80 degrees at first pitch, and a beautiful night for baseball. Wind blowing slightly out at about 10 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 149 on the money line. The over-under is 7.5. Our pick to click tonight with the southpaw on the mound, give me Austin Riley. I'm a little surprised he's not batting higher in the lineup. He was red hot this spring. Give me Austin Riley in the rake to click. And your Atlanta Braves to win this one in a tight one, 5-2. Put your predictions in the chat. Don't forget to slap that like and subscribe. And what are you waiting on? Become a Country Club member today. We want to thank all the Country Club members as we get set for another season, our 6th season with Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 300 play-by-play games right here on the BCR. Please like and subscribe today. Don't forget to hype the videos. It helps the smaller stations to bring folks in so we can all root this great game on together. Join the country club today, and a special thanks to all the members in the country club. You help support the BCR.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, everybody. Good to see you in the chat. Chop shop, John. What you talking about, Willis? I don't think Willis ever knows what he's talking about. He was listening to me, and then all of a sudden I was gone. That's called a stroke, buddy. I think you might have had one. Good to see you, Uncle Charlie. B.A. Baracus, Rich 22, Royal Pita. Garrett Clemens. That's a long name you got now. We'll just call you GC, Garrett. Marky Mark. Been spending all off season with the Funky Bunch. We haven't seen you around. Or as we like to call you, Captain Auto Draft. Justin Green, good to see you. Salty Ron. Wah Hoxley. Good to see you, Roy. Just messing with you. Jack Soul. Robert Sharp. Mark Ricky Ricardo. Lucy, he's finally home. He been gone for a while. Gary the Real McCoy. Bugs. Good to see you, Bugs. James Fisher King. If I've missed anybody. George Rogers. Greatest South Carolina running back that ever was. Victory Garden, good to see you. Brian Gilmore. I think we're just about set here. If I've missed anybody, jump in the chat real quick. We've got a different intro this year, and we got something a little different for today specifically because it's opening day. Let's see if we have enough time to do them both. We got a new one, and then we have one of our old staples. I think we got everybody, so without further ado, we're not too far away from first pitch. Let's go ahead and dive into it. We'll be back in a moment, and on the other side, pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves, the classic call, radio baseball. Opening Day by D.M. McGee. The cold, hard ground, covered by shadows of triumphs and failures that last. the blanket now lifted by the warm breath of spring, anticipation as the die will be cast. It's opening day, sun's high in the sky. In short sleeves, we come with no cares. They'll yell, "Play ball!" a cadence we've yearned, as peanuts and popcorn fill the air. The crack of the bat, the dew on his shoes, the long winter's nap now broken. It's opening day. It is opening day. No better words ever were spoken. Edge of our seats, set to explode on a hard hit bullet to the gap. A dive at the wall, moonshot or strike out, we erupt with a deafening clap. This year's the year. We can all dream the dream, the hope of new season in play. From dawn to past dusk, and sea to sea, we rejoice for its opening day. Opening Day by D.M. McGee.
It is the American game. You see a guy hit the ball out the ballpark, and that same guy can come up tomorrow in that situation and miss the ball and lose the ball game. Can bring you up here, it can bring you down there. One thing about it, though, you know it always will be a tomorrow. You got me today, but I'm coming back.
Think about it. What is there in your life, besides your love of family maybe, that carries all the way through from almost your earliest recollections till the day you die, and you care about it in one way or another? There are very, very few things that make that list, but we have a child's interest in baseball, so it will be one of the few things in my life that I have cared about in one way or another all the way through.
There's a lot of wonderful stillness in baseball that I love. Many seconds of stillness. When the pitcher has got the sign, the batter is crouched, the ball players all lean forward with their hands on their knees, and then very shortly the ball is delivered. But in that tiny period when the pitch and the fever of the crowd is tangible, there's a moment of absolute stillness that I treasure.
The best of us keep as much of that childhood with us as we grow into adulthood as we can muster. And the most creative, the most happy, the most fortunate of us are those who don't lose the sense of play. And even after we're past the point of being able to actually play the game with any skill, if we love it, then it's like Peter Pan. We remain boys forever. We don't die.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder. Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these sidelines will result in ejection.
It's all mixed up with peanuts, tobacco juice, and a hearty feeling among the fans joshing each other. Always this raucous, good spirit. Everybody came to have a good time. The whole stands full of people all roaring. In baseball, never known this where so instantly a whole crowd could be brought to its feet, roaring with delight over just a clean crack of a bat against the ball.
A lot of room in right center. If he hits one there, we can dance in the streets.
Line drive and a base hit. Just as the score of the tying run. Breed to the plate. And he is safe.
We're 1 out away, Braves country, from a trip to the World Series. Whatever superstition you've got, do it. The entire city of Atlanta, the entire South is standing on their feet, trying to will the Braves into the World Series. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And swung on and ripped over to Dansby Swanson. Dansby's got it. He fires over to first. Baby, sound the trumpets. Do the job through the streets. Your Atlanta Braves are headed to the World Series. And the place is going bananas.
Although edited, tonight's thriller contains suspense and violence which may be unsuitable. Parental discretion is advised.
You're in Braves country.
Oh, how I love this game. And there's nothing better than opening day. You know, they say your team can't love you back. The game can't love you back. But they couldn't be more wrong. On a warm night in June or July, on your front porch, or maybe somewhere on the water in the middle of August, you turn on the radio, you turn on the call of this great game of baseball. It's even there for you to crisp autumn air into October. The game is there like an old friend you can rely on. It's the soundtrack of our spring, summer, and fall. The game, no matter how long you've been gone, it always welcomes you back with open arms. Because when you return, the game is still the same. Years roll by, but it brings you something new, whether you watch every day or check in and out, like an old book that you grab from the library from days gone by. It's 90 feet down the line. In 3 strikes, you're out. 3 outs to a side, as long as time can remember. But it will amaze you with something you've never seen every time you think you've seen it all. Triple plays, diving stops down the line, first to home on singles, home runs in the big moment, and a pitching performance for the ages. It's all here. Anytime, anywhere, no matter where you are, the game, the people, welcome your return. So welcome back to your national pastime. It's our game. The story of this great nation cannot be told without baseball. It's been said several times before, but baseball marks the time. From work stoppages to segregation to the inventions of radio and television to the streaming options of today, it has evolved and it will evolve into our favorite pastime. You rarely think about how unique baseball is. The only team sport where the defense has the ball, but it's also the only one which dimensions change depending on your location. We're the only game that gives you a moment to stand up and stretch and sing. But it's not 20 minutes of marching bands. It's right back to the action. From city parks and fields with strange dimensions, because you built where you could with the available lots at hand as cities grew like a weed, and you used the space that you had. From fields of the new era, even the domes and AstroTurf, and the fields that we shared with football teams many years ago as the NFL grew with popularity because of the age of television. It became very obvious as TV grew, football grew. It's a made-for-TV sport, but baseball was made for radio. The game continued to evolve with newer stadiums of today, back to open air and retractable roofs as AstroTurf went into extinction and fresh green grass returned. They built baseball towns, brand new stadiums with villages all around so the fan could visit and be entertained on the town's edge, easily arriving and heading back home on interstate roads and airports. As this world turns, this nation grows. Baseball is right there with it. So here's to radio baseball, and here's to you, the fan. Without one, we wouldn't have the others. We've said it many times before, and we'll say it again. Pull up an armchair, grab you a cold one. We're set to bring you aboard for a wild ride, this great journey that we'll share together as the season unfolds. Welcome in, y'all. As soon as we get the screen set, we will bring it to you. Until then, we're going to put the card up. I know our mic might be a little higher than some of our clips on those videos. We did that intentionally because if we had the videos the same volume, there would be some distortion. So just one of those things you'll just have to get used to that when we go into the game live, we are going to be a little louder. It's also for the radio side of it as well, but I won't worry about those details. Good to see everybody in the chat. See some latecomers. Oswaldo! Good to see you, brother. Timmy Panel back in the house. See if I can see some of these others coming in. They're finishing up. I think we're going to get started relatively on time. I'm assuming what I'm looking at here is live, so they're still singing the anthem. Whether they'll get to cracking in 5 minutes and get everything off the field and be ready for play, probably not. But the Braves never seem to be very organized when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's okay. We've been waiting all off season. They made us wait an extra day. What's another few minutes? As we are just about set here, and if y'all haven't been with us in the off season, you missed a heck of a whirlwind. We did a lot of broadcasts, a lot of ball games. But, of course, Braves baseball is our baby. That's the one that we love the most. And we're excited for this season. I know we're starting off with a my man Nathaniel Brooks and Scooby-Dooby-Doo in the house. We've got a lot of stuff to. Even though we're coming in with all these injuries, I still think there's a lot to look up for the Braves in this early part of the season. When we get some of these guys back, I'm just hoping we're fairly healthy. I know you're always going to have bumps and bruises. You're never going to be healthy, no matter what people try and tell you. You're never going to be healthy. It's just the way baseball is. It's the way sports are. If you're expecting the starting 9 to be out there every single day for 162 games, then just think about when you go to work and how many times someone doesn't show up because they have the sniffles. And these guys are over here torquing out their hamstrings and obliques. I've said it once, I'll say it again. If Spencer Strider would quit working out, he wouldn't have obliques and there wouldn't be anything to hurt. That's the third time he's hurt his oblique. I'm like, dude, I can't even find my oblique. I never pull it. But hopefully he's the hope is that he'll only miss 2 weeks, but the obliques are usually what they tell you is 2 to 4 weeks. And that's essentially what they've been telling us. So because it's in the middle, at the beginning of the season, towards the end of spring training, my guess is I would be banking more on 3 to 4 weeks, hopefully not 5. And that would put him in the Braves rotation somewhere around the beginning of May, hopefully a little earlier. In a perfect world, he comes back much sooner. But I do think we have some guys that can pitch. Jose Suarez essentially took his spot in the rotation, and that's really just so they don't thump and ruin Didier Fuentes, who, if y'all know, a lot of y'all were not with us in the spring training, but he was phenomenal. He was absolutely phenomenal. And he's only got a few pitches, by the way. He's only got a few pitches. So he's been absolutely phenomenal. And with that being said, they're trying to get him revved up and ready for a starting role at some point in this season. Now, if everybody stays healthy, he wouldn't be needed for that, but come on now. I mean, when are we going to see Schwellenbach? When are we going to see Waldrop? Just to name a few. So the idea is kind of, if you remember what they did with Strider, if you were with us in 2022, Spencer Strider started out in the bullpen. He started out in the bullpen and had a few swing starts, and then he had some starts where so he would come in and piggyback, and then after that, what they started doing with him is they started going with he would start and then someone would piggyback in. And I see a similar trajectory for Didier Fuentes. He's got 2 really good pitches right now. The problem is if you're going to be a starting pitcher in the major leagues, you need at least 3, because you can't have it where a guy can sit there and guess on every pitch, and he's got a 50-50 chance of being right. Obviously, he still has to guess the location, but that becomes a problem. So that's why they're doing that. He's going to come into the pen. And like I said, he reminds me so much of the trajectory that Spencer Strider was on. Remember last year when he came in and he got slapped around, I said it at the time, I said, I don't want to see him again this year, because you could tell they rushed him. Well, he looks like he's ready. Not to mention the fact, for those of y'all who weren't with us, the guy has put on about 15 to 20 pounds of muscle. And that's not nothing. He looks less like, if you remember him last year, he looked like almost like Oil Can Boyd out there, who was so skinny. And now he looks like Julio Teheran during his prime. I mean, he looks like a kid that can ride some innings. Braves are wearing their white home jersey. I wasn't sure if they were going to go red or not. It is Friday night red, but it is opening day, so fair enough. I wore my red Acuna jersey on the show if you missed it earlier. That was why I went with red, and I'm going to continue that tradition here. When they play on Friday nights, especially at home, I always wear the red. But when we look at this season, we're looking at, good to see you, Southern guy. 10-monther. Congratulations. Do want to get to the videos we're playing in the middle of this. So we are going to hit the
pop the champagne button here in a second. I'm trying to get something organized. But thank you, Charlie, and thank you, Jason up in Adams. We're very appreciative of y'all starting us off on the right foot here, supporting the channel. I think Jason gifted 5 memberships, and Charlie put a 20 spot on the board. Coming in the clutch with the big hits. That's what we need from the Braves this year. I do believe this team's going to be more fun to watch, that's for sure. This team is going to score, and the biggest question will be, what will we be able to do starting pitching-wise until we can get some of these guys back? I think the bullpen, I think you're going to be very impressed with some of the guys in the bullpen. You know, if some of these guys get off to a slow start in the beginning of the year, don't panic. We've got some dudes back there in that bullpen, and I mean, that ain't nothing. So we'll hit that first one for Jason. Robert Suarez coming over in the free agency. That's a huge one. He's expected to be the heir apparent to the closing job after this year. Iglesias will be a free agent, unfortunately. Hopefully we can find a way to sign him back and have them both rolling. Chris Sale's firing his final warm-up tosses. We get ready for that. Once again, Braves are wearing their home whites. Top to bottom, Braves across the chest in red. Outlined in navy, navy ball caps, red cap. The white A across the front. Red bill, one of the most iconic looks in the history of sport. Kansas City's wearing the gray top to bottom. Kansas City in blue across the chest. Blue ball caps, the interlocking KC. In white on a blue hat. I think a very underrated hat. Not just in baseball, but in all the sports. I love the Kansas City Royals home white uniforms are some of the best out there. I had a chance to go to a Royals game years ago. Pujols was playing for the Cardinals. I went and saw them play, and it was phenomenal. We're waiting for that first pitch. I'm guessing here, because they got the late start, they're aiming for 7:20. I've got so many clips now. This takes me forever to move the ones that we made a new one for Dubon and one for the Yaz. Yaz is not in the lineup, but that's because of the left-handed bat, and that's fine. But we've got one ready and locked and loaded for him, and we've got the Dubon, and we are just about set. Chris Sale is coming set. Let's see if we've got the 3D in action. Yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country. The first pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1, we're getting the 3D in view, so the 0-1 pitch right there for a strike. It's 0-2. Here it is. The 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, slaps it foul down the right field line. We'll do it again. Started this way last night where we were a touch behind the play, and then we ended up being in front, and I had to slow it down. So we're going to assume the same thing. The 0-2 pitch from Sale. Kicks and fires in the dirt, and it's 1-2. So 1-2 count, 0-0 your score, just getting going here in the 2026 season for your Atlanta Braves. Michael Garcia due up. He'll be followed by Witt and then Thomas. the Braves outfield. Get to that here in 1 second. Is the 1-2 pitch. Swing, rips it up the middle, and that's going to be through for a base hit. And it's a leadoff single for the Royals. So the Royals start off with a leadoff single. One on, nobody out. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch swinging by Witt is going to be a 6, 4, 3. Rally killing double play. Great job over there by Dubon to feed it to Ozzie, and you couldn't draw it up any better. 2 down. Hit that. That's the one. That one was for Uncle Charlie's. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. 0-1 count. Kicks and fires. Misses for a ball. 1-1. And thank you, B.A. Baracus, Rich 22. 1-1 swing and a miss. A 1-1 swing and miss. It's 1-2. So a 1-2 count. 0-0 your score. 2 outs. If you're just joining us, you haven't missed a ton. The 1-2 pitch, outside wide. 2-2. Garcia got on with the single, and then Witt hit into a double play. And that's where we stand with Thomas, Lane Thomas, the ex-Washington National. 2-2 pitch, fouls it back. We'll do it one more time. 2-2 count. Kicks and fires, ball fouled away. Sale coming, set. The wind up the pitch. Check swing, caught looking for strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry, and that'll end it. So essentially a 1-2-3 inning. We'll be back in a flash here on the BCR Radio Network.
So my girl got mad at me because last night I went to a single mom fundraiser.
No, you went to a strip club.
Listen, maybe.
Which state has the most Irish population in the USA? 7th place, Illinois. About 1.4 million people report Irish ancestry. 6th place, California. Roughly 1.5 million residents identify as Irish. 5th place, Ohio. Around 1.6 million people report Irish ancestry. This is common in Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati. 4th place, Pennsylvania. Nearly 1.9 million residents identify as Irish. Strong concentrations appear in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. 3rd place, Florida. More than 2.3 million people report Irish ancestry. 2nd place, Massachusetts. About 3 million residents identify as Irish. The state with the largest Irish population has over 5 million residents reporting Irish ancestry. That's New York.
Sometime in the late 30s or early 40s, Red Barber did his first game on television, which was in its infancy, like only 1 or 2 camera angles or whatever. And when other broadcasters asked him what it was like, Red in that southern drawl said, "I'm not number 1 anymore. I'm number 2. That camera's number 1. And his protege, Vin Scully, put it this way: on radio, I got a bucket of paint, a canvas, and a brush, and I paint the entire picture. On television, I put a caption or a story beneath the picture. That's the difference. They're both crafts, but
Right.
they're not the same craft.
No. And I think it's helped
if you start in radio, you learn that craft, and then if you get to television and that's what you want to do, then you better learn to pull back because, to your point, it's a different skill level.
I was interviewing Ray Charles once, and he said to me, you know who I'd like to meet? And I'm thinking, you're Ray Charles. You can meet anybody you want. He says, Vin Scully. To me, the picture's nothing. It's all the sound.
If I was skinny and mentally stable, it would be over for all you hosts. Y'all are lucky I'm squishy and nuts.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr.'s upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1 pitch swing, slaps it on the ground over towards first. And that'll be an easy G3. Vinny P will step on the bag. One away. Left to right across the outfield for the Kansas City Royals, it's Collins, Thomas, and Marte. Around the horn, left to right for the Royals, it's Garcia, Witt, India, and Vinny P. Perez behind the plate, and of course Reagan's on the bump. The first pitch swinging by Greg Baldwin, and quickly the Braves doing the Braves things that they did last year. 3 pitches, 2 outs, 6-3 in your scorecard, and there's quickly 2 down. So some things never change. The youngster last year, we saw it many times where he would, his team, and at this point, you can't blame old habits. At this point, it is what it is. But you have those 2 guys at the top of the order, Drake and Acuna. You expect at least one of them to see some pitches. And that's just a bad job by Drake, to be honest with you. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. I will say this, Drake normally, when he comes up on that second go-round, he normally comes up with a much better approach. But when you have Ozzie Albies right behind it, that's the first thought that I had when I saw this lineup was the 0-1 pitch, outside wide, 1-1. Reagan's does almost like a somersault off the mound. I guess he tripped. That was a strange thing to see. It almost, honestly, what it looked like banana ball. He tripped. I don't think he's got any. I don't think he's injured at all. But home plate umpire Doug Eddings is going to give him a second to get his feet back on him. The 1-1 pitch, down and away, 2-1. But Ozzie is infamously known for swinging at the early pitches, so it does make you a little concerned. 2-1, swing, that ball's belted high and deep, stay fair, stay fair, stay fair, get up, zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a solo shot, and Ozzie Albies, the whiz. Good God Almighty, it's 1-0 Atlanta.
I'm the Wiz.
I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
1-0 your score. Ozzie from the right side of the plate. Last year, notwithstanding, he's always been a much better power hitter from the right side. As the first pitch to Matt Olson takes 96 off the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Really good take by Olson there. Even though that was a strike, if he swings at that, that's going to be a pop-up. The 0-1. Try to chase the bender outside wide. 1-0. So a 1-1 count. 1-0 your score. Atlanta taking the early lead. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Chase that slider down and away once again. Braves 1. Kansas City 0. 1-2 count as Olson steps out of the bump. Here comes Reagan's. And the pitch just misses outside. 2-2. Standing on deck is Austin Riley. The 2-2. Pitch down and away, full count now. Riley, we've been talking about it all leading up to this. He has been scorching hot this offseason. Unless he's gotten a haircut today, he looks like Samson. As the payoff pitch, swing, chops it foul. Do it again. They asked him at the beginning of spring training what was going on with his hair, and he said, I haven't been able to stay healthy, so we figured we'd switch something up. Hopefully it works, but regardless, he's been hitting the ball. The payoff pitch, swing, rips it over towards the right field, and that's going to get through for a base hit. A worm burner, and it's a 2-out single for Matt Olson.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Down and in. Ball 2-0. Braves 1. Kansas City nothing. Just getting started. 2-0 misses outside wide. So it's ball 3-0. Standing on deck is the Book of Eli. Dubon is in the hole. Pretty big size gap on the right side of the infield, but it will not matter as that pitch misses high and out of the zone. Ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. And your Atlanta Braves have something cooking here. Eli White comes to play. Lefty-righty, Reagans can't find the zone. Ball 5. 1-0 on Eli. So they're going to go out there and talk to him real quick. Reagans, give you his repertoire real quick. We'll go over the Braves defense when we come back. We didn't get a chance to do it. It's usually bumpy in that top of the first because we're dealing with trying to bring all the 3D in. He's got a four-seam fastball as the 1-0 pitch. Swing! That ball's hammered down the left field line, but foul. And I'm going to try to sync this up so I'm a little more on time to y'all. I don't want to get too far behind because I don't trust the new source of Braves television because I know it's the same knuckleheads that have been running it. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Reagan's looking over at first. The pitch. Swing. Chops it over towards third. Garcia's got it. The Gold Glover flips it to first, and that'll end the inning. But that's not before your Atlanta Braves put one on the board. The Wiz going bonzo here in Atlanta.
Somebody gonna ask me, is water wet? I don't know. But what I do know is some of y'all don't bathe. That's some of y'all is not bathing. That's what I do know.
In the doghouse. That's an interesting one. It's another one of those idioms where it might have various origins, but I'm going with it's an old nautical term. And in the good old days, many sailors used to sleep on deck in like a very small hut that, looks like a modern day kennel. And that's where it comes from. It didn't initially mean that you've done something bad, so you've got to go in the doghouse as a punishment. It was an actual nautical term for a place where sailors slept.
I saw this on Twitter and I got instantly annoyed. It says, the problem with our food system. And here you see what appears to be a large fry from McDonald's for $1.99. And next to it, you see a fruit cup for $5.99. This is the type of you posted on Facebook back in 2014 and it would go super viral. McDonald's by me doesn't have anything for $2. You couldn't get a napkin out of McDonald's for $2, let alone an order of fries, much less a large fry. Are you crazy?
In a hard-fought Game 7, the Cardinals won the series, but having come so close to experiencing the impossible dream, hope had been restored in the faithful fans at Fenway.
They just say, thanks very much for you guys. You're great, exciting. You're really bringing us a lot of fun with this team, and it brought back interest.
Fenway Park had become the place to be once again. It wasn't just to see the continued brilliance of Yastrzemski, for new stars were coming of age, including catcher and New England native Carlton Fisk.
I was up there for most of the month, got into one game and a pinch hit role, but it gave me an idea or an indication of this is the ultimate level.
And Fisk would come to shine at that level in 1972 when he became Boston.
Welcome back. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way from Chris Sale. He fires it in there, swing and a miss by Big Sal Perez. It's 0-1. High and out of the zone. That'll leaving it up at 1-1. 1-1 count. Chris Sale with the 47% use of the slider last year. The 1-1 pitch. Fouls it away, right side over the first base dugout. It's 1-2. He throws the slider 47% of the time, four-seamer 42% of the time. The changeup at 7%, and to keep you honest, he's got that sinker that rattles in there at about 4% of the time. 1-0 your score, top of the second. The pitch on the way is down and in. Ball 2-2. Left to right across the outfield for your Atlanta Braves, it's Eli White, Michael Harris II, Ron Acuna Jr. Around the horn, left to right, starting from third, going to first. It's Riley, Dubon, Ozzie, and Olsen. A Sale kicks it. Swing, rips it back up the middle. They went with a fastball, 97 miles an hour, and he whistled it over the head of Sale and into center field. And it's a leadoff single for the Kansas City Royals. Hard hit ball. A little surprised they didn't go with the slider out with their 2 strikes. With, you can get him to roll one over. Sal Perez, his advanced age, he just does not run like he used to. Never was really that great of a runner. The first pitch is right there, 97 at the knees. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Vinny Pasquantino, Vinny P. 32 home runs last year, and of course he hit 3 in one game in the WBC. I think a lot more people became aware of who he was in that game. The 0-1. Check swing. Did he go around? He did not. And with that being said, not only did he hit 32 home runs last year, he missed a portion of the season when he was red hot. He had to sit out. It was about 4 to 6 weeks. It was the 1-1 down and away, 2-1. So if he doesn't get injured, there's no telling where he ends up at. Two-one count. 1-0 your score. Braves lead the Royals. Kicks and fires, and does that ball hit him? It looks like it did, and Sale's going to be in some trouble here. Runners on first and second now, and nobody out. Man, that barely got a piece of him. I think it might have gotten his jersey as it came by. So if you're going to get hit by a pitch from Chris Sale, that's the way to do it. Pasquantino heads down to first. I believe it missed his elbow, taking another look at it. Yeah, it looked like it got him on basically a button on his jersey as it went by. Good to see you, as was. First pitch is up top for a strike to Starlin Marte, the ex-New York Met. It's 0-1. So you know he's seen Chris Sale. Marte signing a one-year deal with the Royals in the offseason. Infield's playing back into the left, double play depth to go one pitch, check swing. He did not offer. That'll leave it up at 1-1. Standing on deck is Jonathan India and Isaac Collins. Very deep lineup nowadays for the Kansas City Royals. 1-1 pitch. Swing, fouls it away. And do it again. It's 1-2. You know how they always say, this is not your father's Royals, this is not your older brother's Royals. I think of this because the turnaround just recently happened. This is not the pandemic Royals, right? When the pandemic was going on, the Royals were a bit of a pushover. They're a pretty good baseball team now. The 1-2 pitch, swing, rips it down the left field line. Thankfully, that goes foul up against the Tarps. They won the World Series in 2015 after losing the World Series to the Giants in 14. They beat the Mets in 15. And then the rebuild started shortly after that, and they're starting to put it back together again. The 1-2 count. Got looking, strike three. Bang! Go have a seat. One away. By the way, if you were with us during last night's game? Yeah, the Cleveland Seattle game, and it was pretty late, so I don't know how many of y'all were actually with us, but Cal Raleigh took a pitch on the outer edge for a strike. And I brought it up at the time. I was like, man, he's got to swing at that thing. And challenge that thing because it was about 2-3 inches off the plate. They ended up highlighting it. It was that bad of a call on MLB, the morning show this morning. First pitch on the way is out and away for a ball to Jonathan India. Want to note, man, does he look different? I've not seen him in a hot minute. Jonathan India. Last time I saw him, he was a young kid with locks a flowing, and now he looks like an old booze hound. The 1-0. Check swing upstairs. 2-0. He's got a beard. There's no way he's as old as he looks. Some rough living in Kansas City for old Jonathan. They just did a head-on shot of him. Now he looks a little more familiar. He's got some gray in that beard. Jonathan India is the 2-0, way outside, wide ball, 3-3-0. Yeah, he's only 29 years old. The 3-0 count. Kicks and fires high and out of the zone, ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. So the Royals got the bases loaded with only one out. Feel like this is the time, and we talked about this last season, but this would be a good time to go send Hefner out there to talk to him. And I don't think he needs any kind of advice per se on his delivery, but if he goes out there, as Jonah Heim went out there talking, if he goes out there, just buys Chris Sale just a few extra moments, catch his breath early in the season. We're in the second inning. You don't expect him to go much further than the fifth, so you can't imagine more than one more mound visit, fifth or sixth at this point. There's no telling because he's already at 30 pitches. First pitch on the way to start the at-bat. He flips a slider in there for a strike. It's 0-1. That was a filthy one. Isaac Collins coming over from the Brewers. Standing at the box. 9 home runs last year. 263 average as a rookie. Won the Rookie of the Month. couple of times with Milwaukee. The 0-1 pitch, swing, chops it over to short. Dubon to Ozzie, fires it to first, and that's what you call a 6-4-3 inning-ending rally-killing double play. We'll be back in a flash. 1-0 your score. Your Atlanta Braves will grab the sticks when we return.
After my husband died, I couldn't even look at another man for almost 20 years. Poor dear. But now that I'm out of prison, I can honestly say it was worth it.
There's only one thing women want, and it starts with a P and ends with an S.
Potatoes. So it would seem that my comments about Jupiter and Saturn has rubbed a lot of you the wrong way. Some people have told me to stop disrespecting the planets. I'm not stopping. What's going to happen if I don't stop? Is Saturn going to throw one of her moons at me? I'm just seeing a lot of riding for these planets, and they don't give a about you. Oh no, but Jupiter and Saturn protect us. Oh no, the Lagrange points, the Jupiter Trojans, the asteroids. Shut up! I don't want to hear anything about Jupiter and Saturn keeping the asteroids away from Earth. Does the Earth have any agency in all of this? What if the Earth wants those asteroids? Jupiter and Saturn get to have all the moons and all the asteroids, and Earth gets nothing? No. They're not protecting us from anything. They're blocking. And see, I thought that y'all would have learned your lessons last summer when y'all dragged me for saying the sun was ugly, which it is. I can say whatever I want about the sun because I'm not the one giving people skin cancer. Also, I think the sun looks like a giant ball of gonorrhea.
The most exciting thing in baseball was watching Babe Ruth hit a home run. And the second most exciting thing was watching Babe Ruth strike out. One of the few quotable lines from Lou Gehrig, he said, I batted after him, and it never mattered what I did, because they were always talking about what he had just done, even if he had done nothing.
Every reporter who covered Ruth had the illusion that he was a great friend of Ruth, personally. And so the minute he started to write about Ruth, he was always writing about what he considered his friend.
If the Babes fans couldn't get to a game, he would get to them.
Welcome back. First look in the regular season to Mercio Dubon. First pitch on the way is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. So we try to come up with these guys for a nickname when they get a hit and whatnot. If you're new to Braves Country Radio, we do it for all of them when we can. As the 0-1 pitch, swing, fouls away. It's 0-2. With Dubon, we went with the idea of, if y'all, now this is for the old heads. Y'all remember the commercial, Grey Poupon? That's what we went with. But we took the dew from Duval and then took the pond from Grey Poupon to make it sound. It sounds pretty much like Dubon, and you'll hear it when he gets a base hit as the 0-2, down and in, 1-2. I thought it was pretty funny. And for the Yaz, we went with the Flintstones theme, and you'll hear that when it shows up. The 1-2 pitch, check swing. They're going to say he went around strike 3. Man, that's a hair trigger finger that Doug Eddings has there behind the plate. Bottom of the second, 1 out. Lefty-righty matchup now. First pitch on the way. Jonah Heim, the Braves' backstop tonight. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there for a strike, 1-1. One count. Brings it upstairs. 2-1. Braves 1, Royals nothing. Bottom of the second inning. The 2-1 pitch. High and out of the zone. Ball 3-1. Three-one count. Pitch is just going to miss ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. Lefty-lefty matchup now. Michael Harris the second, your batter. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and away. Taken all the way. 1-1. 1-1 count, 1-0 your score, Atlanta. If you're just joining us, Ozzie Albies hit a solo shot in the first inning. Give the Braves the lead as the 1-1 misses high, 2-1. Cole Reagan's normally a really good left-hander, struggled with his command in the first inning. The 2-1 count. Swing and a miss. Chase one. Up high in the zone. 2-2. That's one of those ones where you're kind of glad he didn't make contact with it. The 2-2 pitch. Inside. Full count. So full count now to Michael. And for those of y'all who may not have caught the spring training with us this year, Michael's had a pretty good spring, so he looks to have maybe fixed his mechanical flaws and just the overall approach that really hurt him last year. The 3-2 pitch. Swing, fouls it away. We'll do it again. Infield is back into the right there in double play death, but there is a huge hole between the third baseman and the line. He's playing pull for a shortstop. The payoff pitch, swing, slaps it back, foul, do it again. If Michael Harris would just punch the ball fair down the left field line, he doesn't have to go very far at all. Him and Heim are probably going to be standing on second and third, at least. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Instead, he chased one in the dirt, and there's one away. 2 away, excuse me. But the beauty of having Michael Harris batting ninth, especially against a left-hander, which he struggles against, is now you got Ronald Acuna Jr. coming to the plate. And Harris is bound to just see better pitches. We talked about this all last year, why they didn't move him back down to the 9 spot. I don't know if we're going to see him in the 9 spot against right-handers, but against left-handers, I just think it's a no-brainer. First pitch to Ronald Acuna Jr. is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. And I do believe if Jerks and Profar had not gotten suspended, that we may have seen a little bit of a platoon against left-handers. The 1-1. Acuna. Swing and a miss. 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing. Fouls it away. 1-2. Reagan's digging in at 42 pitches here in the second inning, so a fairly high number, but nothing quite to panic about yet. Is the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Blew it right by him, 96 miles an hour, and that'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash here on the BCR. 1-0 Atlanta. We go to the top of the third.
Would you punch somebody in your family for $1 million? I would punch somebody in my family for a $2 scratch off.
You ever work with somebody, and when you see them, like, they ain't got to be doing nothing to you. You see them, and your face automatically balls up like that motherfucker right there.
It's January 78. I froze my off walking from the office to the car. I'm tired because the sun goes down at 5 o'clock. I can't wait for it to not be cold out. It's frigid.
Here are my top 5 ways to avoid getting serial killed. If you need proof they work, look at me. I haven't been serial killed yet. Number 1, do not light up any room that you walk into. What do family and friends always say about victims in true crime documentaries? That they lit up every room they walked into. Huge mistake. You know who can see you better in a well-lit room? Serial killers. Number 2, avoid having any sort of a bright future ahead of you. This is similar to point number 1. They always describe victims as having a bright future ahead of them.
Swung on and blasted deep to left field. This ball is gone. Can you believe it? Think of any words you want. Improbable, implausible, impossible. They all work.
Every time I hear a call, and maybe this is why I'm still at it, I go, oh, I could have done this better. I could have done that better. Why didn't I do this? And so my wife was like, can you maybe just enjoy some of this? And it's like, no, I'm sorry, because I know that I missed this or that.
Thank you for hyping and subscribing. Set your alerts and subscribe to the BCR, your home for radio baseball. Welcome back. Chris Sale fires the first pitch in there. Lefty-lefty matchup. Down and away for a ball to Carter Jensen. I believe he still qualifies as a rookie. He's one of the top prospects in all of baseball, the 1-0. Check swing. Slider, 1-1. Wasn't sure if we were going to see him tonight with Sale being on the mound. They believe in this kid and him. He has hit on every single level. 1-1 pitch. Down and away to him. It's one of the reasons why for those who dive into the world of fantasy baseball, the last couple of years, the catcher position is loaded now, and it never used to be. And he's one of those reasons. The 2-1 pitch, swing, fouls it away to him, too. Drake Baldwin, another very good example. I mean, there for several years, there were a couple of good hitting catchers, and the rest was just he threw darts at the wall. But now it is a loaded position. Here's Austin Riley. They finally did a close-up on him. It's like he's manicured the beard a little bit, but he still has the, not quite a mullet, but he doesn't got the locks flowing in the back. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Nasty pitch. Good night, Irene. Pulled the string on that sucker. Slider got him. 78 miles an hour. One away. That'll take us back to the top of the order. Michael Garcia. First pitch is a slider at the knees. It's 0-1. They were talking about this on MLB today, and I think they're hitting the nail on the head because it's not. I didn't say it as eloquently during the broadcast, but basically what they're saying is across the board in major leagues, the 0-1 misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-1. They're basically been saying that there are a lot of calls that should be getting challenged. 1-1 pitch just misses 2-1. And on opening day, you just didn't see it. And they believe it's just, one of the guys used the wrong word. He said screams. I think it's more of they're gun shy because they don't want to be wrong, but they'll get used to it as the 2-1 pitch outside wide. 3-1. And I'm sure there's been meetings going on where you're talking about whether or not you should in a certain time of a game, right? 3-1 count. Down and in, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Missed with the fastball on that one. See what we got here in the chat while we're having a second here. For those who have missed the notes earlier in the off season, my setup now is where I can see the country club members much better, but I really can't see the ones that aren't lit up as well. But I do try to look during breaks and whatnot. Good to see Derek and Neil. Pitbull. Lefty-righty matchup now, right there for a strike. It's 0-1. We saw Mary in here. Bobby Witt Jr. standing at the plate. Hit into a double play his first time up to go one pitch. Swing, fouls it away. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Royals have already hit into 2 double plays. Can we get a third one? Sale's going to flip it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. Michael Garcia, I really think that he is one of the most underrated players in Major League Baseball, just considering how good he is with the glove. He's a solid bat. The 0-2 pitch, swing, chops it foul. Witt rolls into the dugout. And maybe he's a little overshadowed by guys like Sal Perez and Bobby Witt Jr. and Vinny P. But guy's really turning into a heck of a career. He's a Gold Glover at third, one of the slickest fielding third basemen today. He's an athletic guy, and for a third baseman, you don't see that all the time. The 0-2 pitch. Runner goes. Here comes the throw. Swing and a miss, strike 3 to throw down to second base, and Garcia's got a stolen base. Steals one on Jonah Heim. He's in scoring position. Weiss is looking to see if he wants to challenge it. I don't think he would unless the foot came off the bag, and he will not. Braves and Royals tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat channel. We'll come on the air, start the feed an hour before at 6:15 so y'all can chat away. And the pregame starts, and then first pitch at 7:15. It should be more on the money tomorrow night without the opening day festivities. First pitch from Sale to Lane Thomas. It's inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Lane Thomas out of Knoxville, Tennessee, volunteer country. 1-0, down and into it. He was drafted by the Blue Jays, the 30-year-old, back in 2014 in the 5th round, but most people really know him in Braves country from his stint in Washington. He started in the majors in St. Louis and then went to the Nats. Spent some time in Cleveland last year as the 2-0, swing and a miss. 2-1. He was traded at the deadline in 24 to Cleveland. He only had 125 at-bats last year. The 2-1 pitch. Just misses high and out of the zone, 3-1. So Sale is struggling with his command a little bit. He's already walked 2. Standing on deck is Sal Perez, not really someone you want to walk around here with Thomas to get to Sal. Sale trying to hunker down here as the infield is back into the left. The 3-1 count. Swing! Fouls it away. Full count. Payoff pitch from Sale. Kicks and fires, and down below the knees, ball 4. He'll head on down to first. Runners at first and second. They're are 2 outs, but you got Sal Perez coming to the plate. Infield is now back into the left. The first pitch from Sale to Sal is swung on and lifted towards left field. Coming in, making the stumbling, diving catch is my man, Book of Eli. How about that? That'll end the inning. He gets the tip of the cap from Chris Sale, and we'll be back in a flash here on the BCR Radio Network. What a play by Eli.
Cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us.
Welcome back. Drake Baldwin takes the first pitch down and away, just below the knees. For a ball, it's 1-0. Went with the 4-seam fastball on that one. 1-0. Reagans. This is the zone once again. Ball 2-2. Cole Reagans thrown 45 pitches tonight. 24 have hit the zone. The 2-0. Bang right there at the knees. Look like the cutter. 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Kicks and fires. Misses. Ball 3, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Swing. Bangs it off the plate. 3-2. So a full count now. Where you been, George Rogers? We've missed you all season. We did the WBC. We did spring training ball. We did some football. Much more football than we've done in years past is the payoff pitch. Swing, rips it towards right field. That ball's going back on the track. Get up, get up, get up. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a solo shot, and you gotta love the Drake, baby. Baby!
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
He went down and got that one. It was a flat curve. He was going with the curveball. It was just kind of a flat one that hung there. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. Speaking of solo shots, he hit one out of the park. His first time up, it's 0-1. Drops the curveball, knuckle curveball at his knees. The 0-1. Brings it. Swing. Whistles it towards center field. That's down for a base hit.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
All right. We got runner at first, nobody out, one in. Your Atlanta Braves lead this sucker 2-0. Matt Olson, the batter. First pitch to Matty is upstairs. He held back the swing, and it's 1-0. Olson singled to right his first time up. On deck is Riley. The 1-0 in the dirt. Ball 2-2. He just spit on that one. 4 hits and 2 runs so far for your Atlanta Braves. Kansas City Royals have had 2 hits, and they've had ducks on the pond. We've just been able to get out with the double play. And a great diving catch out there by Eli White. The 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. And for those of y'all who are just, you wait for the regular season to start, so you don't know a whole lot about what's going on. The guy who will start against right-handers, Mike Yastrzemski, he can play the field as well. He is a very impressive outfielder. As they flip it over to first real quick to keep him close by. Spent quite a bit of his career with the San Francisco Giants. His grandfather is Carl Yastrzemski, the Yaz. Runner goes, Ozzie takes off to second base, and the throw comes down to second, and he's going to get caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Sal Perez still has a pistol on him, and there's one away. Weiss waiting to see if he needs to challenge that, but no dice. So a 2-2 count. That ball was a strike. It's a slider that Matt Olson let go by, thinking he's giving Ozzie a chance. That was just a bad jump by Ozzie. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, blew it right by him, 2 down. So at one point, a very promising inning. Now it's nobody on and 2 outs. We do have a run across. Yeah, he just didn't get a good jump. You like the effort, you like what he's thinking there, but when you got a starting pitcher on the ropes and he's having a hard time finding the zone, sometimes it's best to let the heart of the order just do their thing. First pitch to Mr. Austin Riley. Right there for a ball, it's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Swing! That ball's hammered down the left field line, but foul. My word. Upper deck shot. He almost cranked that one. This feels like the swinging Braves of the 2023. The 1-1 outside wide. Ball 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing. That ball's rifled towards center field. That ball is down for a base hit. And Austin Riley is on the board here in 2026 with a single to center. Good hard hit ball.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch to Eli White is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Chase the changeup down and in. The 0-1. Misses high and out of the zone. 1-1 count. 2-0 your score. Good guys. Kicks and fires. Swing. That ball is going to get punched down the left field line, third base side. It's 1-2. Braves 2, Kansas City nothing. Still early on here in the third inning. The 1-2 flips it over to first. The 1-2. Reagans brings it. Swing! Fouls it back. Do it one more time. Reagan's now at 64 pitches in the third inning in March. Keep an eye on that, because if they can push that pitch count up just a little higher, they may have to pull him out of the game. The 1-2. Fouls it away. They're not going to risk their ace, especially a youngster like that. Last thing you want to do is get him hurt when they're expecting big things this season. The 1-2 in the dirt. Good block by Sal Perez, 2-2. Riley really wasn't offering like he was going to second, but a good block nonetheless. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, and that'll end the inning. But your Atlanta Braves have gotten a 2-0 lead now. A couple of solo shots. The last one by the Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
And on my mama, I wish the would try to jump on my girl because I'm slinging lakefront to the lakefront.
Here are my top 5 ways to avoid getting serial killed. Number 3, don't be kind to strangers. But it's actually kind of tricky because people tend to overcorrect and become mean, thus increasing your likelihood of just getting regular murdered. So you really got to find that sweet spot right in between. Number 4, don't be popular. Being popular increases your chances of going places, which then increases your chances of being snatched from said places and then duct taped to a water pipe in the basement of an abandoned YMCA. Finally, number 5, don't live in a small Midwest town. Serial killers seem to fit in seamlessly in small Midwest towns. Jeffrey Dahmer was known as the local guy that mutilated animals, and it still took them 13 years to catch him.
Jason Giambi had a great home run for us in 2013, Tito's first year, where he pulled us from behind in extra innings that led to a 10-game win streak to end the year and get back into the wild card playoffs.
The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a drive to deep right. Gone! Jason Giambi, a walk-off game winner. A 2-out, 2-run blast to right. Mardi Gras in September in Cleveland. Oh, what a mob scene.
Tomey's 500-footer.
Yes.
Tomey drills one high and deep to center. Away, way back. Gone deep into the picnic plaza. And that might have even got out of the ballpark. Jim Tomey has just left Jacobs Field onto Eagle Avenue. That will take 2 tape measures.
Who told us to hold our breath when we were passing the cemetery? I'm passing the cemetery and I felt immediately compelled to hold my breath. Like, why is this a thing?
Welcome back. First pitch from Chris Sale is swung on and fouled back off the plate. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Vinny Pasquantino. Vinny P standing in. I saw some of y'all talking about Snicker. Well, guess who they got in the booth? The 0-1 pitch, down and away, 1-1. Someone, I think it said Neil said something about y'all won't quit talking about Snicker. And I get what they're saying is they're like, that's their Snit has been the slang word for you know what here in Braves country for about as long as I can remember us doing these games is the 1-1 outside wide 2-1. This is our 6th season, so we started in 2021. Most likely 2022 is when I first remember seeing that. Definitely by 23. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, fouls it away. 2-2. And so I was reading that. Well, actually, someone was texted to me from Jason and Kelly, but as soon as I go to look up, because I was going to say something, and I look up and son of a gun, if his bald head isn't sitting right there on the screen. The 2-2 count. Inside, 98, bangs off the glove of Hine, goes to the dugout. What do you think the first question was? How does it feel to be awake here in the 4th inning, Snip? 58 pitches for Sale. Almost called him Snail. The infield is back into the right. There's a huge hole down the left field line. Vinny P, a big-time power pull hitter. The payoff pitch. Swing! That ball's hammered down the right field line and gone, but foul. Thankfully foul. Smacked up against the facade on the second level, just right of the foul pole. Sale turns and twists. Swing. That ball's hammered down first. And the Gold Glover, Matt Olson, grabs it, scoops it. Sale touches the pillow, and there's one away. This lineup of Kansas City, I mean, you look at it and it just keeps coming. They've got one of the deeper lineups in all of the American League. That ball barely kept in the webbing of Olsen. It rolled out, so it took him a second to grab it and flip it to first, but he made it look easy. Most people would have panicked and kicked that thing in the dugout. First pitch on the way. He's outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. I mean, most of us regular folks would have panicked and dove the other way with him screaming by you, but most baseball players is what I was referring to. The 1-0. Chops it over to second, and that Mauricio Dubon's got it. Fires it to first. And quickly 2 down. We could use a quick inning here for Sale. That would go big time of him trying to get through this game. You figure you're here in the 4th inning. For those who are not with us during the offseason or didn't catch the out-of-town games that we did these last couple of days, you want to stick around for the 5th as the first pitch on the way is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Got a new thing called taking the 5th. Trying to liven up the crowd. Is I think the 8th inning has been a big success. Is the 1-0, misses high, ball 2-2. The idea behind this is you're going to see a different video depending on if the Braves are winning or tied or if the Braves are losing. So hopefully we get to bring you the winning video in the 5th tonight as we do lead the game 2-0 here in the 4th. The 2-0 pitch. Swing! 2-1. I think you might have got a piece of that and foul tipped it into the glove. Jonathan India, the batter. Walked his first time up. Walked on 5 pitches. Very good right-handed bat as the 2-1 swing. Fouls it away. 2-2. There were rumors at one point of him being traded to the Braves not too long ago. And the Braves were looking for a shortstop, and he was with Cincinnati. He's played all over the infield in his career. 29-year-old. 5'10", 200-pounder. Out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The 2-2, swing, punches it back foul, do it again. Ex-Florida Gator. And he came up with Cincinnati in 2021. played there till 24. It's 25 where he goes over to KC. The 2-2. Caught looking strike three. Punched him in on the inner track. Sinker, baby. Look at that. Chris Sale go. We'll be back in a flash here on the BCR Radio Network. Chris Sale is doing the thing.
Oh, sorry, I can't make it. I already have plans to sit in front of my muted TV while I open and close my phone for the majority of the evening. So, I'm going to be pretty busy.
Believe it or not, y'all, it was a time in my life where I was a straight A student. If I recall, it was around 3rd grade. But during the whole day, I'm just like, man, I ain't got no congratulations. I ain't got no new game from a GameCube. I'm confused. I thought this was every parent's dream. Get to show up to the awards day and there's some awards being given to your child. So I go to my father. I'm like, Father, why have you forsaken me? Why have I not been rewarded for my grade making? He said, this your second go around. I said, hold on, brother. That ain't the point. Ironically, I had forgot. Yeah, y'all, I flunked the 3rd grade once upon a time, but that wasn't the point.
Girl, if he ain't grabbing your fat rolls like it's the last piece of bread in the basket at Texas Roadhouse, then sis, he ain't the one.
I am truly awed and humbled and as happy as I could ever possibly be for however long I might be allowed to remain on this earth to join my great colleague, the old redhead, Red Barber, in receiving this signal honor, the first paid to our profession, which we know will serve as an added and everlasting incentive to those who will be coming along in the future to justify this highest pinnacle of achievement in baseball reporting. And Commissioner Kuhn, may I just say, I know that you got your LLB and practiced law before you eventually became the High Commissioner of Baseball. I too had that privilege of getting an LLB, but somehow I got off course. But little did I realize, though, that when I got my LLB, it stood for something else than it did for you. LLB, long live baseball.
Welcome back. First pitch swinging by Mercio Dubon is lifted out to center field, and that's going to be a lazy fly ball to start the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out, 68 pitches for Reagans. F8 in your scorecard, and there's 1 away. First pitch, Jonah Heim is upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Two to nothing your score. Braves over the Royals here in the bottom of the 4th. Jonah Heim digging in, and the pitch down below the knees. Perez was framing it pretty well. He wants to challenge this one, so we'll get the first ABS challenge of the night in. You get 2 of these, and it looks like he got it right. Yep, it's going to be a strike. So they'll correct that, and it'll be 1-2, not 2-1. You get 2 of these challenges, and as long as you are right, you keep your challenges. So really, you can challenge as many as you want, but you can only be wrong twice, and then you're done. If you get to extra innings, you get an extra one. I contend that they need to start that in the 9th because you don't want a game ending because the team's out of challenges. On a bad call, the 1-2, swing, pops it back foul. Will it stay in play, giving chase? Will not. Really game. 1-2 count. The pitch inside. Reagans misses 95 miles an hour, dives out of the way. 2-2. Braves 2, Royals nothing. We're here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 out. Here's the pitch. The windup. Kicks and fires in the dirt. Full count now. Jonah Heim, for those of y'all who may have been asleep at the wheel during the offseason. Jonah Heim came over. Originally drafted by the Orioles in 2013, but his claim to fame was the Texas Rangers. Is the payoff pitch. High and out of the zone, ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. He was the backstop for the Texas Rangers, the 2023 World Series title team. Never been known as a great bat, but a solid hitter for a backstop. First pitch to Michael Harris. That ball is going high, going deep. Get up, get up, get up. Zip, boom, boom. That baby's gone. Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong, a 2-run shot. Our 3rd home run of the night, and Money Mike's first of the year.
You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle. That's all right. My name is Money Mike. All right, then. Use your eyes. This ain't for play. I don't do this for fun. Might want to shave. Might want to shave somebody else. Never know.
372 happy feet later, and your Atlanta Braves taking a 4 spot on the board. It's 4-0. The ball landed just below the chop house. The first pitch to Ronald Acuna Jr. Off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. I don't know why they ever took Harris out of the 9 spot, and maybe they, these analytic guys, is the 1-0 is right there on the outer edge. It's 1-1. And I get they look at the numbers, they don't look at anything else. And they were saying, well, if you can get him 0.25 more at bats a game is the 1-1 swing and a miss. It's 1-2. It's going to break down to X amount of runs. But the simple fact of the matter is when Harris is sitting in that 9 spot in front of Acuna, he's going to see better pitches. The 1-2 in the dirt. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. I love Riley behind Olsen this year. It's going to really pay dividends when right-handers are on the mound. But in general, I love the fact, even with them having Ozzie at 3 and Drake at 2 and Acuna at 1, so it takes a little longer to get there to Olsen. But I'm fine with that as the 2-2 swing. Lifts it towards right field, giving chase, making the running catch out there is Starlin Marte. The old gray mare, he's still got some wheels, 2 down. F9, your scorecard. I've always liked Starlin Marte. I've never liked the team he played for, except he had a short stint with the Athletics. But you're talking about a guy who's spent pretty much his whole career in a Marlins or a Mets uniform. As the first pitch is down and away for a ball, it's 1-0. It's really hard for a Braves guy to pull for a guy like that. I'm glad to see he's finally somewhere where I can pull for him. 1-0 count. Swing, slices it away. 1-1. That goes for Pete Alonso, too. I mean, now that he's in Baltimore, he'll be a lot easier to pull for. Braves 4, Kansas City nothing. Bottom of the 4th, the 1-1 pitch from Reagans. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Baldwin, he went yard his last time up. The 1-2 from Reagans, turns and burns. Swing, just got a piece of that. Pitch was a few inches off the plate, but too close to take for the Drake. The 1-2 pitch, just off the plate, 2-2. I just hope we start seeing, especially from the Braves, guys that are more willing to challenge critical strikes or balls during their at-bats. The 2-2 pitch, outside wide, 3-2. And I kind of have to agree with what the guys who were talking about on MLB today, is that they just feel like they're going to be, they didn't use the term, but I'm going to use it, gun shy, where they're afraid to be wrong is the payoff pitch in the dirt, Ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. So a great at bat there by the Drake as he heads on down to first. Fighting those pitches off, and Reagan's now is at 88 pitches. He's going to get a visit. I believe that's Brian Sweeney, the pitching coach. It is. 88 pitches. You know they'd love for him to at least start the 5th inning. That's a high number. Ozzie Albies the batter. He hit a home run earlier, 367 feet down the left field side. Beautiful night here at Truist Park, standing room only. Looks like a sellout. The only empty seat you see is over the right field wall, but I guarantee you that's just people getting their concessions. And it's so close to the chop house as the first pitch on the way is out of the zone. Called for a high strike. I don't know about that one. Ozzie's not going to challenge it, but he definitely looks puzzled. It's 0-1. I think he wins that challenge, but you can understand why he didn't challenge. The 0-1 swing, pops it up. Down the right field line, chasing Marte. Makes the running catch, and that'll end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves put 2 on the board. A 2-run shot by Money Mike. We'll be back in a flash. 4-0 Atlanta.
I ain't gonna lie, the most dangerous game to play is resting your eyes in the morning after you turn that damn alarm off.
Please open up.
Right.
We just want to talk.
How many of you are there?
Just 2.
Perfect. Talk to each other.
I'm going to my girlfriend's house to meet her parents and hope to get lucky after. I need condoms, make it 2. Her mom's hot and I might get super lucky.
You were so quiet at dinner. I didn't know you were so quiet.
I didn't know your dad was a pharmacist.
Why do you keep checking your phone? Ain't nobody calling you.
No one in recorded history is as surprised as my husband when I tell him about plans that I've told him 42 times. Now, sir, I'm trying to gentle wife, right? I don't want to nag you, but if you don't get your narrow ass in that car, I'm going to slap the black off your ass, and I'm not playing.
So you mean to tell me you coming home from a long day of work, I done cleaned your whole place, I done cooked you a nice hot meal, and I done set your stuff up for your shower, and you tripping on how did I get your address?
Nintendo used to make the Wii. Then they decided to make a Switch.
People would be standing along the tracks or out in the meadows because they had heard that Babe Ruth was on that train. They were hoping to get a half-second glimpse of him.
He would wave at them. He would show them his cards, to say, I got a great hand.
And the Babe being on the back platform and kids running from all over the place and jumping up on the train to get his autograph, to touch him, to look at him.
You read about them and you heard about them. But suddenly, to see these big league ball players on your local sandlots, and you're talking about the best players, like Gehrig, Lefty Grove. There in the middle of it all was Babe Ruth. Moby Dick in a goldfish bowl.
Every time I look at you, I lose my appetite.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. Right there for a strike. Isaac Collins, lefty-righty matchup. It's 0-1. Braves lead it 4-0. Top of the 5th inning. The 0-1. Down and in. 1-1. 1-1 count. 4 runs, 6 hits. The 1-1 pitch swung on, chopped over towards short. Dubon's got it. The Gold Glover fires it over to first, and it's a 6-3 to put out. 1 away. Atlanta Braves have scored 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Kansas City, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. That was a high chopper. Looks relatively easy like that, but when you have that second chop being such a high chopper. You have to really focus and speed your mechanics up to get the runner. He did it with ease. First pitch on the way to Jensen. Carter Jensen, the rookie. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. In limited play last year, he did come up and hit 3 home runs for the Kansas City Royals. One of the top prospects in baseball. The 0-1 pitch. Swing. Bangs it to first. Olson's got it. Flips it to Sale, covering the bag, and there's quickly 2 down. Taking the 5th coming up. The intention is to play it at the beginning, but couldn't get it to fire up is the short of it. It happens. Lefty-righty matchup here. First pitch is on the way to Garcia. Swung on. That ball's lifted. That's going to be a lazy fly ball. Deep, but playable. Eli White's there, and that'll end the inning. So we'll head to the middle of the 5th. It's time to take the 5th. Braves lead it 4-0.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
The faces from the past. You've walked past them many times. I don't think you've really looked at them. Go on, lean in. If you listen real close, you can hear them whisper their legacy to you. Listen, you hear it? Seize the day, boys. Hello.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
She did not drink the vodka. Because I drank the vodka.
Objection!
Please be seated, sir. This is not a courtroom.
Well, object anyway.
October 11th. October 11th, October 12th, and 13th, and 14th. I drank all of those days. I drank. I'm drunk now.
I'd rather fight beside you than any army of thousands.
Then take it. It's yours.
Tonight, we are the greatest team in the world. And you were meant to be here tonight. This is your time. Their time is done. It's over. Screw them.
Guys tired?
Go get all sleep I need and I'm dead.
Forget about the crowds, their fancy uniforms, and remember what got you here. Focus on the fundamentals. We've gone over time and time again.
You damn dirty son of a...
I wouldn't make it a habit calling me that, son.
I want you to remember that no bastard ever won it by dying. You won it by making the other poor dumb bastard die.
Well, that was pleasant. Nice of him to stop by, don't you think?
And shepherds we shall be, for thee, my lord, for thee. Power hath descended forth from thy hand, swiftly carry out thy command.
And this crowd's back into it now.
We gotta do something.
Absolutely.
You know what we gotta do? Toga party.
We can't afford to have a toga party.
Toga! 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 Okay, all right. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let me hear it! Let me hear it! Let me hear it!
Welcome back. Matt Olson leads us off. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Just smacks the outer edge. 0-2. It's like Olson is the 0-2 count. He took the challenge and lost. They didn't show it on your screen, but they should have. So a 1-2 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down. One up, one down. It's hard to believe, but they did a much better job across the board showing the ABS system in spring training to the fans. Austin Riley, the batter. First pitch off is high and out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. I think I failed to mention that the new pitcher in is Bailey Falter. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Left-handed pitcher, 1-1. So on your screen, you're seeing someone very similar to Reagan's, but it is Bailey Falter. Played for Philly, but most recently you'd probably know him as a Pittsburgh Pirate. He was once a starter as the 1-1 pitch. Swing. Hits it hard on the ground over third, and that ball's going to go deep into the hole. It's off the glove of Garcia, and that should be an infield single for Austin Riley. So good hustle over there by Riley. That ball was scalded, a worm burner. He's second hit of the night.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Can't give Garcia an error on that one. That right there would have taken a magical play to pull that up. Pretty good effort by Witt to stop it from going to the outfield. Lefty-righty matchup, pitch up top to Eli White. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0 count. Falter looking in. Down and in. 2-0. Welcome, Jason, as a mod. Jason up and Adams. The 2-0 pitch to Eli right there at the knees. 2-1. So 2-1 count. Another challenge by Perez, and he won that. The pitch on the way, swung on. That ball's getting lifted into center field. That's down for a base hit. And Eli White has got a single. We got runners on first and second. We'll go station to station on that one.
Be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us.
Thank you for all you do, Jason, being here as often as you are. And we were waiting till opening day to hit you with that, but I meant to get it earlier, but a lot of things come at us fast at the beginning on opening day, and I had it on my notes. I was like, man, I better get to this before the game ends. First pitch is high and out of the zone to Mauricio Dubon. It's 1-0. Come on, Dubon, get a hit. Just itching to play your tune. The 1-0 pitch right there at the knees. They call that a ball now. I don't blame man. And Sal's going to be 3 for 3 on these. That pitch was a strike all the way. But they finally are showing it. They have not done a very good job with this, and I don't know if it's something technical because it's happening on both the Kansas City and the Atlanta feeds. So I'd say it's something technical. It's not something that one channel is doing incorrectly. So he did win that, so it's back to a 1-1 count. Pitch, swing, chops a foul. 1-2. And I'll tell you what, the more and more this goes on and the more and more that they keep track of who's good at the challenges behind the plate and who's not, conversely, that's going to become a statistic that's going to be a driving force in these guys not just making teams, but also getting contracts, getting big pay bumps, because it used to be all about the framing. Now it's going to be about, well, can you frame? That's great, but everybody can frame. Now, can you recognize a strike as the 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, Dubon. Down on strikes the second time tonight. He's 0 for 3, and there's 2 away. So 2 down now, 2 on, and it'll be up to Jonah Heim, who has walked his first 2 times up. First pitch to Jonah is high up top out of the zone. It's 1-0. If you're keeping track at home, from my count, Atlanta has lost 1 challenge as a bat. Is the 1-0 pitch, swing, chops it into the hole. Witt's got plenty of time, throws it in the dirt, but a good scoop by Vinny P will end the inning. So we'll head to the 6th inning. It's 4-0. Good guys. Kansas City takes their turn when we return.
If you tell me there's going to be food when we get there and I get there and they have a shitticle board or whatever it's called, with the board with the stuff on it, I ain't doing it. That's going to take me to the 3rd level to piss me off. Everybody's fingered everything, and there's a rule in life. If you finger it, you eat it. That's a rule in life. I feel like everybody should live by this rule. If you finger some fruit, eat it. Don't move it out of the way for a bigger piece. I'm going to Whataburger and getting me a triple meat, and I'm going to sit down like a grown man. That's what I'm going to do.
Why do we call the toilet the loo? Well, that all started off in France, really. And if you can think back in the good old days when we used to do our wheeze and poos in chamber pots, we used to open the window and throw it out the window. And the French used to give a friendly warning in case anyone was down below. And they'd say, garde l'eau, which meant watch out for the water, or the wee. And that's where it originated from, garde l'eau. And then it went into l'eau, water, and English people nicknamed it loo. So that's where it come from the French.
When the season started, I wasn't the number 1 catcher. I was the number 3 catcher. But within a short period of time, I got a chance to play, and I played the rest of the year.
The Rookie of the Year, Fisk also won a Gold Glove that season and established himself as a force for the Red Sox for years to come.
Fisk became the first of a new generation of receivers that were different than all those who came before him when he first came up.
Pudge brought fire to the Sox, something that was more than evident during the 1975 season.
Ball never touched it.
Boston also got quite an influx of talent that year from rookie outfielders Jim Rice and Fred Lynn, who played like veterans.
Lynn and Rice just dominated throughout the year, both of them head-to-head, and became the Gold Dust Twins.
They also became the first pair of rookies to hit 300 with 20 home runs and 100 RBIs and helped the Sox to a first-place finish.
Thank you for hyping and subscribing to BCR, your home for radio baseball. Chris Sale goes back to work. Wasn't sure if we were going to get him for another inning, but we are. The first pitch on the way is outside wide, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. He's only at now 75 pitches, but in years past, the Braves have bubble wrapped these guys. It seems like they've got a better handle on things this year. The 0-1. Swing. Fouls it away. It's 0-2. (0-2) count. Lefty-righty matchup. Witt digging in. The pitch high and out of the zone, 96. That thing about took off. 1-2. Kansas City with 2 hits, no runs, no errors. Braves with 4 hits, 8 hits, 4 runs, and no errors. Is the 1-2 pitch, and we're going to get a challenge here. I think this is going to be a pretty good challenge from Jonah Heim. Looked like it clipped the zone. We'll have to see. Is that going to be a ball? Just missed. I mean, you could barely slide a piece of paper there. I don't hate that challenge. That may be the Braves out of challenges. They weren't 100% clear on the one that we saw earlier. We may have one left. We'll just have to see. The 2-2. Swing, lifts it into center field. That's down for a base hit. And it's a leadoff single for Bobby Witt and the Kansas City Royals here to start the 6th inning. Braves 4, Royals nothing. .95-mile-an-hour fastball that was at the top of the zone on that one. First pitch on the way is high and out of the zone to Lane Thomas. It's 1-0. Starts him off with the changeup that couldn't clip. The 1-0. I'll flip it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. April 26th, 1876. The National League began as the 1-0 swing and a miss. It's 1-1. It's a 150-year anniversary of the National League. The Braves played the first game in the National League. Won't be till April 22nd, but this is the season. They beat the Philadelphia Athletics. The 1-1 misses high and out of the zone. Ball 2-1. Beat him at a score of 6-5. And 60 years ago, 60th anniversary, the Braves came to Atlanta. 2-1 count. Swing, fouls it away, 2-2. And last year, I know that they were celebrating because it was the 60th season, and that's how they do it a lot in sports. But I just look at it in the other direction, because if you look at what's going to happen this year on the birthday of the United States, they'll have the 250th anniversary celebration as the 2-2. Caught, looking strike 3. Punched him out on the outer track. Nasty slider, one away. There's no right or wrong there. That's why we have that 6150 emoji. So one down and a double play can get us out of this jam. First pitch swinging by Sal Perez. He loops it towards right field. Making the shoestring stumbling catch is Ronald Acuna Jr. Wow, baby, what a catch. He doesn't always get the greatest jumps, but he did on that one. That's always been one of the things that people...
Bravo.
That was a thing of beauty. Shoestring catch, backhanded, and then just kind of leaped to the ground.
Bravo.
Sliding in like he was going into home plate. Beautiful catch by Acuna. Lefty-lefty matchup right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Flips it over to first real quick. Jason said somebody's asking about the ABS box. If it's the same as you will see on your TV, it is not. Went over that during the off season, but the short of it is, if you're looking at a home plate and the way it's shaped is the 0-1 right there for a strike. Bang! 98 miles an hour. Man, had a little spin on that one as he came off the mound. It's 0-2. If you're looking at a home plate the way it looks like a box sitting on top of a triangle, if you're standing behind home plate, where that box and triangle meets, as Sale flips over to first real quick to keep Witt close by. Where that triangle and box were to meet, if you were looking at it in that way, that line that goes across, that's where the ABS is measuring. It's an exact measurement. What you see on TV is just it's a It's a guesstimation. The 0-2 pitch. Swing! That ball is lined over to third, and a diving catch by Austin Riley. Everybody is getting into the game tonight. Wow, what a play by the Rake. We'll be back at a flash. Bottom of the sixth we go. Flashing the leather here in Hotlanta.
Does anybody else have a habit of always saying, this is why I don't like to leave the house, and then every time you leave the house, you always get reminded of why you don't like to leave the house?
Hi, y'all. It's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is foamy. Hey, it's a little chilly in here. Will you close the door, foamy?
So you're mad at me because someone who I don't know got flowers from her husband who I also don't know.
I'm not mad at you. It's just that, a lot of people were standing around. I look like an idiot.
So am I in trouble or not?
No, you're not in trouble.
And yet I am.
No, I mean, it's my own fault. I should have known they weren't from you.
Whoa. What do you mean you should have known?
When was the last time you sent me flowers for no reason?
Okay, good question. Fair question. A question that certainly deserves an answer. What was the question again?
My neighbor just yelled at her kids so loud, I went and brushed my teeth and got ready for bed.
I heard a quote that says, nobody celebrates your discipline until they need to borrow from your results.
What happened to people just going into stores and picking something and being like, yeah, I thought this was sick, so I bought it. Now everybody, oh, what shoes are people wearing this summer? What bathing suit are people wearing this summer? What underwear are people buying? It's like, oh my God, I didn't realize that you needed someone to walk you like a dog.
I need y'all to tell me, is this a bad Valentine's Day?
I thought you said we were going to hibachi.
Waffle House is hibachi. You watch them cook.
It was amazing how that last at bat, when the game's on the line or they got a one-run lead, he's going to hit a line drive.
The count is 2 strikes when Yogi Berra slams one down the right field line. His second homer of the series.
One time, a reporter asked him if all the bad things people said about his looks bothered him. He just brushed it off and said, nah, in this racket, all you've got to do is hit the ball. And I've never heard of anybody hitting it with his face.
Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris, the second. Down into the dirt. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Inside. 2-0. Harris is doing this corny thing that he did a little bit at the beginning of last year where he's trying to imitate what Juan Soto does. If there's a ball, he kind of gestures towards the pitcher. I hate to tell Harris, but you're going to have to get a lot better before you start acting like Juan Soto's the 2-0 pitch. Pops it up. Lazy fly ball to center field. F8 your scorecard, 1 away. It already looks phony and fake because it's not original. It's not something he came up with. But you're talking about a guy who struggled like hell last year. Yeah, he's got the 1 home run tonight. But my God, man, we're gonna have to see a better sample size before you start acting like you've become the next Juan Soto. Pump the brakes there, buddy. I never liked it when Soto did it. I don't care what team he's played for. I just think it's goofy. First pitch is right there for a strike to Acuna. It's 0-1. And it's, he's never played for a team I've necessarily liked, so it's always been easy to not be a fan of Soto, but that's not why. Is the 0-1. Swing and a miss on Acuna Jr. Now down 0-2. He's 0 for 3 on the night. Ground out, a strikeout, a fly out. Looks like we've got Dylan Lee warming up in the pen, so I'm assuming he'll come on for the 7th. The 0-2 count. Inside. High just under the hands. 1-2. I think what I would like to see, because I think it would stop a lot of it, is that the batters that do this kind of stuff like we were just talking about, if the pitchers, 1-2, swing, chops it foul, we'll do it again. When they see stuff like that, do their own gyration on the mound every time the guy misses on a strike or bangs a ball foul. You do that enough, eventually they're going to knock it off. Because the pitcher is always going to be in front of you when it comes to that. I mean, heck, If you're successful 30% of the time in this sport, you go to the Hall of Fame. Acuna goes and gets a new bat as it looks like that one splintered a little bit. 1-2 count. Bailey Falter, his 25th offering of the night. High and out of the zone. 2-2. I'd like to see Acuna get on base here. I do believe you're going to see him steal like a madman this year. The 2-2, they set up wide. Oh, that punched on the outer edge, and Acuna is going to challenge this. So I guess they do still have a challenge left. What I think happened is I was reading at one of the breaks. I think on the one that I was talking about where I didn't know, they're calling that a strike. That is barely a strike if that. I mean, a stitch might have hit that sucker. We'll be back in a flash.
Welcome to Braves Country Radio. We're excited to bring you a brand new season, your home for the classic call of radio baseball.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Check swing by Drake Baldwin. That's going to be a slow roller. Garcia's got to hurry. He fires it to first and gets him by an eyelash to end the inning. Let's see if they're going to challenge this. Weiss is holding up his hand, give him a chance to look at it. That thing was extremely close. Nope, looks like they got him. We'll head to the 7th inning and a 4-0 lead for your Atlanta Braves. Man, was that close.
Hey, Amanda, are you traveling next week for work?
I am, but I'm going to be back on Friday, so...
Okay, so do you not want me to come with you?
It's for executives only.
Okay, so you hate me.
Okay, this is when...
The Irish shamrock always has 3 leaves, never 4, and the reason goes back 1,500 years. Legend says when St. Patrick arrived in Ireland in the 5th century, he needed to explain Christianity to the pagan Irish. The Holy Trinity was complicated, 3 persons in 1 God, so he picked up a shamrock, 3 leaves, 1 plant, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Irish already valued the number 3 as sacred, so the Trinity made sense, and the shamrock became Ireland's symbol. By the 1700s, wearing shamrocks became a tradition. Irish immigrants brought it to America. Today, it's recognized worldwide as the symbol of Ireland. But most people get it wrong. A shamrock has 3 leaves. Always. A 4-leaf clover? That's just lucky. It's not Irish. The 3 leaves are the whole point. That's what connects it to Ireland's faith and history.
I don't think that I have a much older friendship than I have with Mel.
I learned a lot from him and proud to be his friend.
The importance of radio and of television has helped to make baseball greater and greater and greater.
There it is. 61. There's a drive into deep left field. Look out now. That ball is going down. The Pirates win it 10-9 and win the World Series. Williams swings. There's a high drive going deep. It is a home run. Ted Williams just missed by a couple of feet, hitting the ball completely out of the park. And he gets it! A no-hitter! A no-hitter! A no-hitter for Joey Brighetti! How about that?
Well, Red, the camera is back on us, and it was a tremendous series. Congratulations, Mel, on the great job.
Set your alerts and subscribe to the BCRadio. Welcome back in. Mr. Dylan Lee coming on for your Atlanta Braves. The southpaw fires the first pitch into the dirt, swing and a miss. Lefty-righty matchup. Starlin Marte. It's 0-1. The 0-1 catches a strike high. Look like the slider. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Braves lead it 4-0. We're here in the top of the 7th if you're just joining us. 3 home runs by your Atlanta Braves tonight. It's the 0-2 pitch. Bangs it back foul. Do it again. If you are just joining us, Ozzie Albies with a solo shot. That was in the first inning, 367. Drake Baldwin with a solo shot the third at 370 feet as the 0-2 pitch swing pops it up. Lazy fly ball to Michael Harris. The Hawk is there, sitting underneath, making the catch. F8 your scorecard. One away. And then Michael Harris, the second, hit a 372-foot shot over the right field wall just below the chop house with Jonah Heim on board. And that's where we stand 4-0. Jonah Heim with 2 walks and a single. First pitch swinging by Jonathan India. That's going to be a lazy fly ball. Pretty deep, though. Harris will make the catch, and his cleats almost touch the clay. 2 down. We got so much stuff going on nowadays, it's hard enough to keep up with the chat, but sometimes I look in and go, I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. Let's see. Hey, Margaret! Is the first pitch on the way? It's high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. I see Margaret talking about tequila and Uncle Charlie talking about FEMA. Chop Shop talking about the Waffle House. I was like, man, there's just no way I can keep up with all that. The 1-0 down and away, ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. But I do like the way they have this set up in general. It's going to make it so much easier to see the country club's comments and everything. Is the 2-0 right there for a strike 2. The 2-1 swing. Pops it up. Matt Olson's underneath it. F3 in your scorecard. Foul territory just past the first base dugout, and that'll end the inning. Well, this is the first 7th inning of the new year for your Atlanta Braves. We got a new one for you. Get up and stretch. welcome back. Fast-moving game for your Atlanta Braves. Good to see you, Freedom. See old Salty Ron. Got a really good friend named Ron. That'd probably would have been the best way to describe him, Salty. God rest his soul. George Rogers. Iron Lung. Tree Dug sighting. Look out. He's back, baby. He's back, baby. He's back. See James Fisher King in here. Gary the Real McCoy. I don't think you were in here for first pitch, Gary. If you were, I don't remember calling your name. Stargazer. Some of the old familiar faces. Good to see a lot of people in here. Spend the 2026 season here with you, and y'all haven't gotten the notice yet as Bailey Falter goes back to work. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. 4-0 your score, bottom of the 7th. Braves lead it. You'll have Ozzie, Olsen, and Riley. 1-0. Swing, lifts that into left field, and that ball's going to loop into the glove of Isaac Collins. Thought he might have gotten a hold of one there too. Thought he might have had extra bases, but it had a lot of top spin. Went away. But for folks who may have been out of commission for the George Rogers, best damn running back in South Carolina history. Pitch on upstairs to start off the at-bat versus Matt Olson is high and out of the zone. What is going on here? This thing. Here we go. So far, so good with the 3D. It's been better than it was in last year. 1-0. Misses high ball 2-2. So a 2-0 count. Kicks and fires. Right down the pipe on the outer edge. 2-1. But this year in 2026, we're set to bring you over 300 broadcasts, play-by-play. Major League Baseball, National Football League, and college football. Majority of them will be baseball. The 2-1 right there at the knees. 2-2. 2 to 3 out-of-town double headers per week. Our next one will be Wednesday, I believe. Schedule should be out tomorrow morning. That's Seattle versus the Yankees is the 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. That game's actually going to follow the third game of the A's series versus the Braves. So none of this is going to interfere with the Braves broadcast. If the Braves are here, we're here. But I'm trying to bring you more here in 2026. And I do know Friday is opening day at Fenway. We're bringing that one to you against the Padres. The 3-2 pitch swing. That ball is sliced to left field, and that ball is going to get down for a base hit. Matt Olson should have extra bases. He's chugging. He slides into second base, and he's got it, baby. A one-out double for the Ice House.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Yeah, Stargazer. I saw Jason Hayward retired. It's hard to believe it was a 16-year career. It seems like it was yesterday he cranked that ball over the right field wall at Turner Field, his debut. First pitch on the way is high and out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. That story of why he picked that number and because of his childhood friend and gave the jersey to his mom. I mean, that story tore me apart. I was a huge Hayward fan as long as he was in Atlanta as the 1-0. Misses high 2-0. When he left, I still pulled for him. Just you don't get to see these guys that much. Pulled for him a little less when he became a Dodger. Ain't gonna lie on that one. The 2-0 count. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Riley batting .311 last season with runners in scoring position. Of course, season was shortened once again by an injury as the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 94, blew it right by him. 2-2, he must have been sitting on the soft stuff. Runner at second, 1 out. Braves have a chance to pad this lead up 4-0 here in the 7th inning. The 2-2. Falter. Swing! That ball's going to get sliced towards right field. That ball's going to get down, and here comes Matt Olson. They're going to throw the ball into the infield. They're going to go station to station. Olson must have had to have held up. I'm looking at the replay right now, and he did. He had to hold up. He thought the ball might have been caught. Third base coach over there playing cautious with the 4-0 lead. And we've got runners on the corners. 1 out. Austin Riley's 3 for 3 tonight.
Blue, you're my boy!
And a base hit. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to the Book of Eli's. A swing and a miss. Tried to get him to chase the high stuff to pop it up in the infield. It's 0-1. Kansas City is back in double play depth, so they'll give up a run. If you had someone a little quicker than Olsen, you'd probably think about a squeeze here, but that would be probably just insane to do. The 0-1 inside. No. Especially with Falter bringing the heat. You want a guy who's going to throw some soft stuff if you're going to try to drop a bunt. Infield back into the left. 1-1. Swing. Bangs it into the third base dugout side. It's 1-2. So 1-2 count. Comes set. Inside. Did he go around? He did not. 2-2. Trying to line up the feed all night, but every time I slow it down, then all of a sudden the new Braves format comes to a crawl as the 2-2. High and inside. Full count. And I end up being behind the 3D, so it's danged if you do, danged if you don't. Braves 4, Royals nothing. A full count to Eli White. Riley at first, Olsen at third. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Chase, garbage in the dirt. Strike 3. He made up his mind he was swinging at that around Tuesday morning over pancakes. That pitch barely got over the plate. Robert Suarez warming up in the Braves pen. We'll get to see our first look at the new free agent. He can sizzle it. He's a guy that can bring it up to triple digits. The former closer of the San Diego Padres, when the Padres made the trade for Mason Miller, made him expendable, so they let him walk in free agency as Falter gets a quick powwow on the mound. Mauricio Dubon, the batter. It's be a good time for us to hear Mauricio Dubon's theme. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. Jonah Heim on deck. The infield is back and to the left as the first pitch swinging. That ball is going to get hit towards right center field. That ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. 1 run will score. It's 5-0 Atlanta. Here comes the throw to the plate, and Austin Riley is safe.
Pardon me, would you have any?
But of course. One of life's finer pleasures.
Dubon is now standing at third base. It'll be interesting to see if they score this a triple or if they score it a double. He will get 2 RBIs. I'll check on that here in 1 second. First pitch swinging by Jonah Heim. That's going to be a pop-up into left field. That'll end the inning. They are going to call that a double, but it's a 2 RBI double. He advanced on the base with the throw to the plate. We'll be back in a flash. It's the 8th inning in Braves country, and you know what that means here on the BCR.
106 miles from Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
It's happy hour.
When wins become losses
And losses become wins. You guys going to happy hour? I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
I need a drink.
When buying a beer, buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Have dinner, buddy. Put my pants on, one leg at a time.
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Everybody drink a beer. Salad.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to.
This stinks.
Pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
This is total BS. Oh, yeah. For me and the Lord. You gotta understand it. We're on a mission for God. I'm on the radio every day!
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me!
And you, music lover, you're next.
You're so drunk you can't hit nothing. In fact, you're probably seeing double.
I have 2 guns, one for each of you.
Welcome back. First pitch from Robert Suarez is outside, way outside, 98 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Suarez kicks and fires. Another 98-mile-an-hour fastball misses. Carter Jensen. Ball 2-0. 2-0 count. Swing and a miss, bringing it right down the track. Blew it right by him. 2-1. Carter Jensen, the rookie, struck out in the 3rd and grounded out to 1st in the 5th as the 2-1. Just below the knees. 3. 3-1 count. Swing, chopper over towards second. Ozzy's got it. He's going to have to fire it. He's got to hurry. He'll fire it to first, and it's a 4-3 put out. Good defensive play by Ozzy. Another ball that was just hit high in the sky on the second bounce, and he had to wait for it to come down and almost took off on him again. That's an underrated play there by Ozzy. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch to Michael Garcia as the lineup flips over. This is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Robert Suarez, for those of y'all not familiar with him, what you'll see from him is the 1-0. Bang, right down the pipe, 96 miles an hour. It's 1-1. He leans on that fastball 60% of the time, and why not? It's a good one. Mixes in the changeup at 24% of the time, and he likes to go to that with 2 strikes. There's the 1-1 outside wide. 2-1. And then he's got a sinker to change the shape of that fastball. Comes in at 16% of the time. The 2-1 count, swing, fouls it away, 2-2. Signed a 3-year deal in the offseason, and the Braves paid him like a closer, gave him 3 years, $15 a year. So they expect to use him. Bam! Look out, baby! Strike 3, 99 miles an hour. Frozen. 2 down. That ball's moving so fast. They showed the replay. You can't even see the spin on it. It's just like a lightning bolt. And he's our setup guy this year. Bobby Witt Jr. will lead us off, and will hit to the plate, and the first pitch he swings at will be a 2-out single. Lifts it into left field. He'll stop there. Good piece of hitting there by Witt. It's his second hit of the night. And Lane Thomas will be the batter. 6-0 Braves, top of the 8th inning. Atlanta leading Kansas City. Kansas City's got no runs, 4 hits, 2 by Bobby Witt, and no errors. The Braves, 6 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. So a clean game and some pretty impressive defensive plays on both sides. The 0-1 count. Swing. That ball gets sliced towards center field. That's down for a base hit. Acuna scoops it up with his peach glove and fires it into the infield. And runners on first and second with 2 outs. This game was a little closer. Witt may have tried to go for third. Would have been fun to see Witt's speed go up against Ronald Acuna Jr.'s arm. But he was running pretty conservatively. On that play. Acuna's got a peach armband, peach sleeve, peach glove. His shoes are peach. Guess that's working into somewhere in one of their jerseys this year. There's some peach, probably for the Peachtree State. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. That's all you have to have as a major league player. If there's anything in any of your jerseys, is the 0-1. Check swing. Did he go around? They said Perez held up. 1-1. Any part of your jersey has that color in it. You can use it for your defensive glove, your batting glove, anything. 1-1 count. Swing. Chops it foul. 1-2. I know they're redoing a lot of these City Connects. I have not seen if the Braves are one of these teams. I kind of like the Braves City Connect as it is. The 1-2 pitch swung on, and that ball is going to get dribbled to second. Ozzie to Olsen, 4-3 all day. We go to the bottom of the 8th with a 6-run lead. Let's get that extra point and get some insurance when we return here on opening night in Atlanta.
What is the origin of a hot toddy? And we know it as a drink of hot water, lemon and whiskey, sometimes brandy. But the origin started off in India when the first colonists went to India, and they saw the locals drinking a warm drink, and it was made of palm sap with a load of herbs and spices, and it was comforting when they were poorly. So that's where it started, and it was called a taddy. Over time, the British who were there started enjoying enjoying the drink, and they start adapting it to their own personal tastes. And, of course, they started adding whiskey to it. The term toddy, as I say, comes from the Hindu word teddy.
We are combining two of the greatest, but also two of the most significant voices in the game's history. And the proof of that is that they went in together to the broadcasters wing of the Baseball Hall of Fame in the late 1970s. The first two winners of the Ford C. Frick Award, they couldn't be separated. They went in together.
And deservedly so. And coincidentally, they did share the same booth. 11 seasons together with the New York Yankees. They brought baseball in that transition from being an all-radio game to a radio TV game. And each of them brought a certain literal Southern style to broadcasting. Red grew up in Florida and Mel Allen was from Alabama. Fit baseball perfectly.
But to start here with Red, this is the earliest sound we could find. Game 6 turns out to be the last game of the 1935 World Series between the Tigers and the Cubs. And the old redhead is calling it on national radio.
Duncan leads off second, 2 away. The pitch. Johnson swings. It's a shot hit into short, right center field. Cochran rounds third. Comes into the plate. There comes the throw. It's the World Series. Cochran scores. Cochran scores. Goose Goslin found a sharp single to right center field, scoring Cochran after 2 were out in the last half of the ninth. The Detroit Tigers are champions of the world.
The BCR, your home, radio baseball. Welcome back. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Braves lead it 6-0. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the good guys. No runs. 5 hits, no errors for Kansas City. Coming to the plate here to start the inning off. Some kind of a delay. I'm not sure what's going on here. Well, Michael Harris II will lead us off. New pitcher on the mound for the Kansas City Royals. First pitch swinging by Michael. He'll dribble it to first. And it's a G3, 1 away. He didn't do his little shimmy on these little dribblers, does he? New pitcher in the game for the Kansas City Royals. The right-hander, Alex Lang. From Riverside, California. Drafted by the Chicago Cubs. Played college ball with LSU. And he's been all over the place. From California. Played college ball at Louisiana State. Drafted by Chicago. And now he's in Kansas City. First pitch, swing and a miss by Ronald Acuna Jr. It's 0-1. We forgot to do this one.
What's for dinner? Hey, chef, what's for dinner?
The 0-1 misses inside, 1-1. Made me think of it because of all the places he's lived. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 1-2. I mean, this guy, in college, he would have had some great Cajun, and when he was drafted by the Cubs, you spent any time in Chicago, you're talking about pretty good food there. Chicago dogs, and their pizza's underrated as the 1-2 chops it foul down the line. It's not my favorite. I prefer New York style, but if you get a good Chicago pie, it's not too bad. And then, of course, Kansas City, forget about it. Barbecue. 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down. We had burgers and fries tonight. Well, part of it. I ate a little bit of it, the majority of it. I'm sure I know a couple of puppies who will take care of it later. Chicken patty Sammy's from Chop Shop. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin with 2 outs is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Drake hit a home run earlier tonight. It's 1 for 3 on the day. Standing on deck is Ozzie. He hit a home run. Everybody in the lineup except for Heim and Acuna have a base hit. And remember, Heim got on twice via the walk and scored 1 time. So Acuna's really the only one. Is he 1-0 right down the pipe for a strike? 1. Struck out 3 times, including the last at bat. Not the golden sombrero, but definitely the golden sucko. on opening day. This is the 1-1 way outside wide. Ball 2-1. It's easier to laugh about it when you're winning 6-0. I would assume we'll see eyeglasses tonight, but they may hold out with the 6-run lead as the 2-1 chops it foul. Really depends on how much they want to try to get him some in-game work to start it off. You're kind of danged if you do, you're danged if you don't, because if you don't use him and you apply rust to him, then what is he going to be like when he finally comes in? But if you do use him, the Braves play the first 13 games of the season without a day off. The 2-2, that ball's grounded over towards first, and they'll step on the bag, and Baldwin G3 in your scorecard. We'll go to the 9th inning with a chance for our first win. We didn't do that till game number 8 last year here in Braves country.
Get the out of here. Get the out of here. Be careful. Wow, what's going on? Eli Manning just got snubbed from the Hall of Fame for the 2nd year in a row. Again? Eli Manning, the guy who beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl, didn't make the Hall of Fame. Huh? What do you got to do to make the Hall of Fame? Stick your finger up Roger Goodell's ass.
Women are such gold diggers, says a mother with no gold, no silver, no bronze, plastic, nor paper. Sir, if you don't stop and get out that woman, they talking about she after me for my money. Jamal, you work down at your daddy's shop. And he's not even paying you. He's making you work there so he don't put you out his house. Hush!
Just came from the sauna. Sore? Nah.
Red Barber was quite possibly the first to change baseball broadcasting in its early days from kind of a bare bones public address announcer thing, turning it into a narrative, providing descriptive detail, and he was so good at it.
So good at it. A true wordsmith. His mother was an English professor, and as a young man, Red wanted to be an English professor. One of his daughters happened to be one later on in life, but he always had a way with words. I think it was really his first love. He was sort of the William Faulkner of the baseball broadcast.
And when you mention Vin Scully, as many people know, Vin was his protege. Red brought Vin to Brooklyn in 1950, but it was Red who impressed upon Vin, you are a reporter.
Throws a big picker-upper, gets a handful, throws it away, now walking up to the plate, sort of relaxes, leans over, catches the heavy end down from the platter, straightens up, cocks that bat, high into the air, ready, up behind his right ear. Fitzsimmons works. DiMaggio swinging. It's a whistling line drive to left center field. It's a base hit. It's taken on the second hop by Ripple. The throw is coming in a second. DiMaggio is racing for it. DiMaggio makes it with a slide and is saved for a double.
Boy, it's cold as outside. So if you ball, you might want to stay in the house because you might go outside and get a brain freeze.
Welcome back. It's going to be Tyler Kenley. We weren't sure, so we did load in eyeglasses emoji for you, but it's going to be Tyler Kenley coming in. First pitch on the way is right there, a strike at the knees, its own one. Makes a lot of sense. I was excited to see him because I've only seen him one time in the spring, but makes a lot of sense why you would hold him out. Pascantino, the batter, the 0-1 in the dirt. 1-1. This is a stacked bullpen for the Braves, assuming health. The 1-1. Swing, chops it. 1-2. You haven't paid attention to the Braves roster and who they ended up keeping. Remember, we've got a lot of really good options down on the farm. Is the 1-2 pitch, swing. He's going to roll that over to second. It's more of a defensive swing, and that'll be an easy 4-3 put out. Ozzie to Olsen all day. One away. Osvaldo Bido, who they picked up on waivers from the New York Yankees, is now in our bullpen. That's a pretty good get for a guy who's going to be in the front end. Aaron Bummer is back. Didier Fuentes, the rookie. I'm going in alphabetical order on this for today. Of course, Iglesias, and we saw Suarez as the pitch right there. Check swing to start off the at-bat. I believe this is Jack Caglione. Wait to see. Yep, it is. Old Cags. Cagney and Lacey, if y'all were with us at the WBC. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1-1. But Tyler Kinley, who's on the mound, Dylan Lee, we saw earlier, Joel Pyomps, who at one point was the heir apparent as a closer for the Milwaukee Brewers. We all know how good that organization was. Injuries derailed him. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Jose Suarez is going to be a long man. He'll get the start in the 5th game of the season. It's going to be treated as a guy who's not necessarily an opener, but you'll go get him if any sign of trouble. Is the 1-2 down and in. 2-2. So to piggyback off him, it's expected that when he starts, they're going to have Didier Fuentes ready to roll to do maybe 3 innings. And you could really get a good, if you can get Suarez through the lineup twice and then bring in Didier Fuentes as the 2-2 in the dirt, you could be kind of aggressive around the days surrounding that game, because let's say Suarez, who's pitched actually pretty decently this spring, let's say he pitches 4 innings going through the lineup twice, and then you put Didier in for 3 innings. That takes you to the back end of the bullpen as the payoff pitch. Caught looking strike 3. Punch him out on the inner track. Yak him. Sit him down, Joe. My fingers is sewed. 2 away. So I like the way they've built it. Remember, we've got a lot of talent down there that they are not touching, because some of these guys, like Suarez, Vito for that matter, that's how we picked him up, and then of course Elder and whatnot, they don't have any options left. So if you get rid of them, they're gone. It's going to hurt your overall depth. But Dylan Dodd pitched phenomenal this spring. They're just trying to keep him ready to go down there on the farm. Jonathan India takes the first pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Braves 1 out away as the 0-1 pitch is a bender. Down and away. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Royals down to their last out. Their last strike. Braves infield is back into the left. The 0-2 from Jonathan India. Swing, lifts it. High in the sky. Can of corn. Who wants it? Matt Olson. He'll get it. And Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses.
Do you see what you get, loser? Loser! 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 Do you see what you get when you mess with the Warrior?
Player of the game tonight? You could go a couple of different ways. Chris Sale went 6, struck out 6. The whole starting lineup got in on the action. Acuna's the only one who went over. Mine went over, but did get a couple of walks and a run. We're going to go. I feel like you got to pick one of the guys that went yard. And the tiebreaker here is going to be the fact that Ozzie Albies got 2 hits. Really tempted to go Austin Riley. He was 3 for 3, and he did click for me. But we'll go with the man that got it all started, the game-winning RBI back in the first inning, Ozzie Albies. 2 for 4, a home run, an RBI, and your Atlanta Braves start off 1-0. We get our first win on the first night. We didn't do that until starting off 0-7. That's what happens when you get to start off at home. Y'all have a great one, Braves country. And the ending is much different than it was last year. Hope y'all enjoy it.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.
We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.